And good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is time for Bronco baseball on a beautiful and hot Wednesday night. Is it Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. It's a Tuesday night. Tomorrow, I'm already anxious for the 4th of July tomorrow night. Kurt Caden here. We got the whole gang ready for Bronco baseball as we open a long homestand here at McDonald Stadium. Great to have you tuned in. Lots to talk about tonight as the Broncos continue to stay hot in our league. Batting order tonight for the visiting Derby Twins. Braxton Worley will lead off. Aaron Brolaurier will bat second. Michael Urquidy third. Colton Eager is the DH batting fourth. Wes Anderson fifth. Tyler Mendoza batting sixth. Houston Parker seventh. Zach Smith will bat eighth. And Torrin Craig will bat ninth. For El Dorado out in the field tonight. In the outfield, Austin Toth is in left. Connor Allen in center. And Jarrett Coyne. Well, I don't remember seeing Jarrett in right field. So this is just yet another position for Jarrett Coyne. He's in right tonight. John Sorensen, who's been out with injury, came back this weekend in Great Bend. He starts tonight at third base. Caleb Littlejim has been solid at short for the Broncos. Jordan Anstandig's at second base. Maddox Solomon at first. Dylan Zenzel is not in the lineup tonight, but he's back behind me here. That's good. Back behind the plate, it's the Sarge, Brady Sargent, and on the hill tonight for El Dorado, Brennan White. And the first offering is hit out onto left field. Toth going back, still going back to the track, and up against the wall. We'll see if Toth is all right. He's not looking great as his knees banged into the fence, and it's a leadoff triple for Worley. I'll tell you what, Toth did not slow up, and he didn't go chest first into the wall, but it looked like he went knees first into the wall, and so he is down on the turf. Or on the grass out there. I don't have a zoom in ability, but we'll let you take a look out there as we do have personnel from Susan B. Allen Memorial Hospital here. They're here every game. So Toth will get looked at. A leadoff triple by Braxton Worley. Went the other way with it. Our first pitch temperature tonight, 91 degrees. It feels like 101. Heat advisory here in El Dorado. Winds are out of the south, issuing in more hot air at 13 miles an hour. Our dew point at 73 and the humidity at 55%. July the 3rd. Good to have so many of you already watching. Share I put it on Twitter and on the Broncos Facebook page. And it looks like Toth will stay in the game. Toby Reuter and Susan B. Allen Memorial Hospital attendee helping out there on Toth. So let me get the camera back. You know, as I do the games, I keep the stream up on my computer, and well, I tell you what, it sure looks fuzzy tonight, and I'm not sure why that is. So if you're looking at that and wondering, boy, why is it? I don't know. Do my best at trying to fix it, but hopefully yours looks better than my picture right now. Mine's very, I don't know if it just needs to buffer or what. So down at third is Worley. We're back to action here, and here's Aaron Brolaurier. And he reaches out, slaps it out to right field. Jarrett Coyne has it. Tagging at third is Worley. Here he comes. Coyne's throw is on line, but sliding in safely is Worley. That ball actually hopped over Sargent's glove, but a pretty good effort. Right on line was Jarrett Coyne with that throw, but it is a sacrifice fly for Brolaurier. So an RBI for Brolaurier, one away, and here's Michael Urquidy, the center fielder. Michael Urquidy, 6'1", 195, Angelos State University. He hails from El Paso, Texas. And the first pitch from White, a little bit outside, ball one. Brennan White son of Alicia White, who was chatting at me last game. And hopefully Alicia's out there watching. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Urquidy, and that one's shot out into center field. Allen got a late jump, now going back, still going back, and up against the wall, makes the catch. Connor Allen. And the Bronco outfielders showing no fear out in the outfield. Crashing into the walls. Connor is upset that wall got in his way, isn't he? Yeah. Daniel Nelson up here along with Dylan Zenzel. 2 away. And Derby is not getting fooled right now. Hello, Rick Allen. Your boy just made a nice catch up against the wall. And thank you for the kind words. 2 away for Derby, and one rolled down the first baseline, just foul by Colton Eager, the DH. Brennan White, who just joined the Broncos a week ago, wasn't it? He has pitched 4 innings for El Dorado, given up 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Not a whole lot of numbers to really weigh right now at 2.25 ERA. Here's one lifted on the infield. Little Jim's got to hurry, and he's not going to get it. It's going to be an infield hit for Eager. And I don't know if it's the time of day or what, but Allen didn't get a good read off the bat. Neither infielder on the left side got a good read off the bat there. And so Eager gets a single. Here's Wes Anderson. Out of the stretch is White, and the pitch, a little bit low, ball 1. Wes Anderson, 5'11", 190 out of Huntsville, Alabama. He goes to Alabama at the University of Alabama at Huntsville, and he had a notion, didn't swing, and it's ball 2. Of course, don't forget, you can email me, cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. I should post that on our chat window here. I think a lot of our Bronco fans know it. 2-0 pitch here to Wes Anderson. Bounces it foul down the third base side. And I just posted the email link or the email address if you'd like to drop me an email. Always fun to see how you're watching the game at home or on the road or wherever you might be. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Wes Anderson. And this one's nubbed into the Derby bullpen, or into the dugout, and pops out of there. That one right off the end of the bat for Anderson. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind is, I don't know if I want to say gusting, but it is blowing out to center and left center field. Out of the south here, that's the normal trajectory of winds here in July in El Dorado. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the pitch. And that one's whistled up the middle for a base hit. And Allen's on it, the turn at third. And the throw is cut off by Little Jim, as a good speed by Eager was going to make it anyway. So a single for Anderson, and that'll bring up Tyler Mendoza. Tyler Mendoza, out of Georgetown, Texas, goes to Paris Community College, 6 foot 170. And the first pitch to Mendoza is fouled out of play, strike 1. Mendoza coming into play tonight, a 180 hitter, 9 out of 50, 7 runs, and 6 driven in. Of his 9 hits, 4 of them are doubles. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Mendoza, and a little bit low, and it's 1-1. And thank you, Mark Solomon. The Solomon Mark is usually the first one in on the chat window. Mark, good to have you on. Here's a pitch in the turf. The Sarge blocks that, and it's 2-1. Rick and Alicia is watching. Alicia says Brennan's dad, Roger, grandparents, Leonard and Belinda Miller, all coming this weekend, Parents Weekend. And the 2-1 is up, and it's 3-1. Mark and Rick, those of you watching online right now, Just curious, is the picture okay on your end? I don't know. It might be maybe my internet here, but I'm not loving the picture I've got for you tonight. Mendoza shoots it out into right field. Jarrett Coyne drifting back, and he's got the catch. It's a tough catch looking into the sun, and Coyne gets it. So the Derby Twins racked out 3 hits in the inning. They score 1 time after a half inning. It's Derby 1, El Dorado coming to bat. Great to have you tuned in tonight. More commentary in a moment here on YouTube. You can't beat good fun here at the ballpark. I'll share what we're laughing about. I don't think Gary would mind if I share. That's a funny story right there. I'll share that in a moment. Let's take a look at the Derby defense tonight. Worley's in left field, Urquidy in center, and Laurier's in right field. Around the infield, Zach Smith. At third, the shortstop's Torrin Craig. At second base is Tyler Mendoza, and Wes Anderson's at first. Houston Parker's catching, and pitching tonight for Derby is Connor Dove. For the Broncos, it'll be Little Jim Solomon Sheets, Sargent Sorensen Coyne, Allen, Toth, and Anstandig. Those are the batters for El Dorado. A 1-0 Derby lead. And the first pitch fouled off by Caleb Little Jim. So some of the things going on. I know a lot of you are going to be coming sometime this week. The Broncos are home for about the next 12 or 13 days with a day off in there. Here's Little Jim fouling it off. So a new promotion here at the ballpark. Now, first of all, I don't remember beer being sold here in the last few years that I've been doing this. There is beer. Was it? This is the first year. Okay. Sometimes I think I'm delirious. So this is the first year that you can get beer at the ballpark. Here's the 0-2 pitch by Dove, and Little Jim reaches out, slaps it towards second, and Mendoza's got it, bobbled it for a moment, and then able to retire Little Jim for the first out. That'll bring up Maddox Solomon. So anyway, there's a promotion now tonight, and this will probably go on every game during this homestand, I would imagine. It's a fun one. And I think I can talk about this. We're on YouTube. It's not like we're on radio or anything or like that, but so they have a beer batter, and it's not what you dip fish in. It is one Bronco is picked as the beer batter. Solomon looks at ball 1, and if the beer batter gets a hit, and tonight it's Jarrett Coyne, the rest of, that half inning, I guess it would be, the rest of while the Broncos are batting, and Maddox Solomon shoots one into right field for a 1-out single for El Dorado. Then beer is half price for that short window, but it is half price. That's kind of a fun promotion, I think. Maddox Solomon, he was supposed to stay at the plate a little longer. Gary was telling me on Sunday at Green Bend. Now, Gary's been doing this 33 years, doing stats. I mean, I bet in his sleep you see his fingers moving and writing, 6-3 put out or RBIs or whatnot. And for the first time in 33 years, Maddox Solomon he homered, but Gary, for whatever reason, wrote strikeout on his scorecard. Never had to do so. He had to trash that whole scorecard and redo it. And when you do games day every night, and Gary and I are here together, that story is even more fun. Just because I know Gary for 4 years now doing this, and he's as meticulous as they come when it comes to numbers, and doesn't say, we'll just give me. He makes sure that an RBI is an RBI and an earned run's an earned run. And for him to put a strikeout when Solomon homered is like the cow jumping over the moon or something. That just doesn't happen. Tanner Sheets, as I'm jabbering here at the plate, and he swings and misses. He's had a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And Mark and Rick, I'm so happy to hear your picture is good. Maybe it's the internet here. It might be a little thin tonight. Sheets looks inside, just got out of the way, and it's 2-2. The umpire called time, like it may have fouled, like it either was a foul ball or a hit batter. That was interesting that he would call time right there. It didn't mean anything, but I don't know why you would call time on that if Tanner wasn't hit. Nonetheless, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's hot for the umpires too. Here's the 2-2 and a little bit outside, 3-2. So it goes full here. Maddox Solomon over at first base. Shields his eyes as he looks for a sign from Toby Reuter at third base. Not a big lead for Solomon over at first. He's not going. Sheets shoots it out into right field. Trailing the play, and what a sliding catch made out there by Belaurier. Terrific catch made there. That looked like extra bases for sure, but Belaurier tracked it down. And what makes that catch even more impressive, again, the wind is pushing that ball away from him. Magnificent catch out in right field. Have to put a star on that one for Belaurier. That's a big play. It's got to give the pitcher a lot of confidence too. So 2 away for El Dorado, and here's the Sarge stepping in. Brady Sargent out of Utah Valley State, 6'3", 230. He's from St. George, Utah. And Brady continues to lead the Broncos in hitting, and a balk. No pause by the pitcher, Dove, so it'll be a balk. So no pitch, and Sargent now has an RBI opportunity. Batting .394 on the season. The pitch from Dove. Sargent got under it, lifts it behind the plate, and Parker trying to get under it, and does. And Parker with a nice defensive play, and Derby's out of trouble. No runs, a hit. No errors, and 1 left. Let's go to inning number 2. Derby 1, El Dorado 0. Welcome back, everyone. Good to have you watching and listening tonight. Hey, Derby fans, feel free. Drop me an email. I'd love to hear from you as well, or you can jump on the chat window there if you're, if you like to do that too. It's always fun. Like I say, it's just fun watching good baseball. These guys, I'm so impressed with every player. And I know they're doing what they love. I've talked about this before, but it's a grind. You get into July here, you're halfway through this summer baseball season. I just have tons of respect for all these guys that continue to battle and grind. Kansas, South Central Kansas, not really known for cool weather in June and July, so doing a good job. No balls and 2 strikes here to Houston Parker, who made a nice play, the catcher for Derby, to end the first inning. And he looks upstairs, 1-2. Parker, a .306 hitter this summer. And he hits one in the hole. Little Jim, this is going to be a tough play. Great glove. Throw to first is on line, but he couldn't get anything on it. And an infield single for Parker. Great glove work over there by Caleb Little Jim. That's 2 infield singles for Derby. And that'll bring up Zach Smith, the third baseman. And the first pitch from White. That one's laced in the hole between third and short. And so Derby's got something going here in the second inning, and they are not getting fooled right now by Brennan White. Runners at first and second, and that'll bring up Torrin Craig. Torrin Craig out of Queen Creek, Arizona, South Mountain Community College. 5'11", 175. And Craig on the season, 42 at-bats, 11 hits. That's good for a .262 average. He does not have a sacrifice bunt on the season, but this situation could call for it, a 1-0 Derby lead. Craig does square around, nicely laced down on to the pitcher. White throws to first, and they got him. Close play at first. Craig dove in there. He still gets a sacrifice. Did his job. And that moves the runners up to second and third. And here's Worley, who started this game off with an opposite field triple. Toth crashed into the wall and needed some attention after that. So White in a bit of a mess here. Runners at second and third, 1 out here in the top of the second. And the first pitch to Worley is down, 1-0. Appreciate the nice words, Mark Solomon and Rick Allen, that you like the view in the broadcast. I do appreciate hearing that. That one in the turf, 2-0. I get to broadcast high school and college football in the fall and high school and college men's and women's basketball in the winter, but never had a lot of baseball chances until about 4 years ago. And we've been doing this here up in El Dorado now, which is always fun to talk about. Probably my favorite sport. Slider caught the outside corner. 2-1. Wind's blowing pretty good out to center field. Defense plays back. They'll give up a run for an out here in this situation. White to the belt. The 2-1 pitch, and Worley swung over the top of it. It's 2-2. So a big pitch coming up here early in this game for White. Hello to Donna Hershey, Grandma Donnie, and Donna and Grandpa Bert watching from Waterford, Michigan. Worley hits it out into center. Allen is under it, makes the catch. Runners tag. Allen fires one to third on the fly. Sheets comes up a step or two to make the catch, but a sacrifice fly for the Twins makes it 2-0. So already for the Twins, Gary, to my numbers, I got 3 sacrifices, 2 sacrifice flies, 1 sacrifice bunt, and they lead 2-0. dare I say, old-fashioned baseball right here from Derby so far. Nothing wrong with that. If you're a Twin fan, took something off there. It's caught the inside corner for strike one. It's Aaron Bellorier. He had a sacrifice fly out to Jarrett Coyne his first time. Bellorier, a 200 hitter this season, 55 at bats and 11 hits. The 0-1, and the slider is a dandy. That's in there, event 0-2. Slider, curve, slider. Slide. That's what I thought. I got to look at my pictures here for confirmation. I'll tell you, it is nice having pitchers up here. An 0-2 pitch here to Aaron Bellorier. Fastball swing and a miss and a strikeout. So a nice job there by White to get out of big trouble. 1 run given up. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Our score: Derby 2, El Dorado 0. Bottom of inning number 2 here from El Dorado. And it'll be John Sorensen leading it off for the Broncos. Thank you, Alicia White. And the first pitch to Sorensen is off the plate for ball 1. Connor Dove, the pitcher for Derby. That one's in there for strike 1. And looks like Braxton Worley's girlfriend Alexa is watching, and I appreciate the comment there. Sorensen slaps one to third, but a nice catch down there by Smith. Well struck by Sorensen, but timing the jump beautifully was Zach Smith over at third base. Alexa watching from Los Angeles. So Alexa, I got to ask, I know the answer. The town has to be a buzz with the King James coming to LA. Jarrett Coyne, the beer batter tonight. Let's see if there's a mass run to the concession stand if Jarrett can get a single. So a walk doesn't count, right? A walk does not count. Got to be a. Now I want to double down on this. I think if he goes homer, it's free beer for the. I mean, come on. Well, I don't want to pay for it. Coyne bounces it to the pitcher. A groan falls across McDonald's Stadium. And there's 2 away. That'll bring up Connor Allen, Rick's boy. Just too much fun here. Connor Allen, 6'1", 200. Out of Cisco Junior College. Cisco represent. And Connor looks at strike 1. So I got to ask Rick or Daniel. I mean, I watch Connor, like when a strike is called on, he looks very unhappy. And then we've seen him when he runs into the wall. He's really mad. Is he an angry dude or short-tempered? Here's the 0-2. Curveball and a swing and a miss and a good inning for Dove and the Twins. 1, 2, 3. Go the Broncos. Let's go to the third inning. Derby 2, El Dorado 0. Well, as we discuss our music tastes up here, ranging from the Kingston Trio to Maroon 5, we go back to baseball. Top of the third inning, and Michael Urquidy leading off for the Twins. Left-handed batter Urquidy, and he looks at ball 1. Hey, Daniel. So now Rick Allen says that he's just very competitive. Short temper, competitive. It all fits. I think you'd rather have that, though, than easygoing and not disappointed if something doesn't go right. I just think it's funny when things actually do go right. When he crashes in the wall, makes a great catch, he still looks ticked. A little bit low, and it's 3-0 to Urquidy. I appreciate the comments there, Rick. 3 balls and no strikes. Urquidy flew out to Connor Allen, who banged up against the wall in the first inning. And fastball is in there, strike 1. Urquidy was ready to trot down to first. Now, how about the Urquidy shows some pretty good lettuce up top. Flowing hair out of the back of the helmet. 3 balls and a strike from Brennan White. Winds and deals. The righty is low and ball 4. So Urquidy had to wait an extra pitch, and now he's down to first base. Thanks for the comment, Alexa. Yeah, I bet LA is going crazy. Paul George, though, is staying in Oklahoma City. So whoever paid for the billboard for Paul George to come to LA wasted a little coin, I think. Colton Eager got an infield single his first time, and it wasn't your normal maybe hitting the hole, a diving play. It was a pop-up that may have been misread, but it was right between short and the pitcher's mound, and then when it bounced, it had all sorts of spin on it. And Eager got an infield single. No balls and a strike. Here's a throw over, and it got past Solomon over at first. And that's the bad place to go because that is always going to be 2 bases. Solomon throws to third, and actually closer than I thought. Urquidy slides in. Probably E1 there as White's throw is low. And again, remember the first baseman, if you're not familiar with the stadium, they're looking at the sun over there. And even with sunglasses, boy, you throw one and it's not chest high or knee high, it's in the turf, it's going to be tough. And on this field, there's a fence that protects the El Dorado bullpen on the third base side. So any ball thrown over the third baseman's head is going to ricochet and not go as far. But on the first base side, there is no fence. And it will roll. And generally, 98% of the time, any overthrow to first base equals first to third. White a little bit outside, maybe a little bit high on that offering, too eager. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch from White, and that one shot towards short. Little Jim's got it. Urquidy retreats, and there's 1 away. So Eager went the same way both times, but that one was hit a little bit better. I'll call that a line out to 6. And here's Wes Anderson. Anderson 1 for 1 tonight. And Anderson held up, and he looks at strike 1. Brennan White from Williams Baptist College. That's in, is that Missouri or Arkansas? Arkansas, isn't it? Yes. Here's a high chop. That's going to get the run in. The throw from Sorensen over to first is a strike, but that will drive in a 3rd run for the Derby Twins. And the air really hurts now. So a 5-3 putout, that's an RBI. And boy, you got to credit the Twins. When they get a runner at third base, they are getting them in, whether sacrifice fly or infield ground out. And the Twins have scored single runs in each of the first 3 innings. Here's Tyler Mendoza. He looks at ball 1. Mendoza flew out to Jarrett Coyne in right field his first time. White from Fredericktown, Missouri. And the 1-0, that one drops in there for strike 1. The El Dorado Broncos have been a very hot team. Of course, last time we talked to you, they had won 6 in a row after their win last Wednesday against Hayesville. Here's a slider that dives down low, 2-1. Thursday, they played a doubleheader at Hayesville. And if you guys watched it, you know, as I told you, it's an interesting angle from Hayesville. But it's nice that the game's on nonetheless. And El Dorado lost game 1, but then won game 2. So they'd won 7 out of 8, and then they lost Friday night at Great Bend, but they won the next 2. So what is that, 9 out of 11 the Broncos have won? Here's one, golfed into right field, slicing foul. Looked like Daniel Nelson's golf swing there, sliced it down the right side. Pitchers can play golf. Mini golf. Mini golf. Those little girls are probably good at mini golf too. They can. Here's a 2-2, a little bit in, 3-2. So the Broncos certainly have been on a roll here, and the standings reflect that. We'll go over the standings in the bottom half of this inning. 3-2 pitch, lifted high. It'll stay in play. Maddox Solomon drifting, and he's got the catch in foul territory, and that will retire the side. But the walk and error, no run or 1 run on no hits, 1 error and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's Derby 3, El Dorado 0. Bottom of the third inning. And the El Dorado Broncos send Austin Toth up there. He looks at strike one. Connor Dove, the pitcher for Derby, a 6-foot, 185-pound kid. Here's the 0-1, and that's in there for strike two. Dove is from Alpharetta, Georgia, and he goes to Georgia Highlands. Here's the 0-2. Curveball, and Toth was fooled. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night right there. And that'll bring up Jordan Anstandig. The numbers for Dove on the season, this is his third start, his sixth game. He came in throwing 16 2/3 inning, giving up 13 hits, 10 earned runs, 10 walks, 10 strikeouts. And Anstandig shoots it out into left center field, and it drops up against the wall. Anstandig running hard. He's going to stop at second, and it's a one-out double in the first or the second hit of the night for El Dorado. More on Connor Dove, the pitcher. He comes in with a 1-win, 2-loss record for the Twins. So top of the order for El Dorado, it's Caleb Little Jim. Little Jim hitting .372 on the season. He grounded out to second base his first time. Kind of an emergency swing. He was down in the count 0-2, put some wood on the ball, and grounded it up to the middle to second base. And Little Jim looks at ball one. Derby's got their black tops and the red, kind of a maroon red numeral and yellow trim, gray pants. The Broncos in all whites tonight. Orange numerals, black trim. Little Jim looks at strike one. .30 Derby. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Little Jim. And the pitch. And Little Jim trying to get it onto right field, but drifting back. Mendoza is going to get the catch for Derby. So 2 away, and here's Maddox Solomon. Solomon, sharp single to right field his first time. Solomon hitting .308 on the season. And he looks at ball one. Gary and I were talking before we went on air. There was a time early in the year the Broncos were hitting right around .223. And I know when I started really paying attention, it was at .240, .241. Well, now the Bronco batting average the team batting average is at .283. Fastball inside. It looked like the umpire wanted to pull the trigger for a strike, but didn't. 2 balls and no strikes. So El Dorado's really picked it up offensively. The pitching's been good. 2 relatively easy wins Saturday and Sunday at Great Bend. That one's across the plate for a strike. Solomon, again, I think that 1-0 pitch, the umpire wanted to call a strike, so might have been a little more lenient there on 2-0. 2 balls and 1 strike. And Standig over at second base. And the 2-1 curveball, and a swing and a miss, strike 2. The 2-out hitting for El Dorado with runners in scoring position during this nice winning streak has really been large. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Solomon able to stay alive. Now, Gary, I see here. Now, last time when I was with you, Maddox Solomon was at 3 home runs, and then they play 5 games, and he's at 6. 2 on Sunday. So Maddox has been dialing long distance. One downside, I don't travel with the team, so I don't get to see the road games, and all of a sudden I see 6 home runs for Maddox, and Maddox hanging in there. He fouls this one out of play. Jordan Anstandig with a 1-out double, now 2 away, stands out there at second base. Dove has his sign. And the throw, and a swing and a miss. Good location there. Maddox had to go after it. It was close enough to swing at, and that will end the inning for El Dorado. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the 4th inning. It's Derby 3, El Dorado 0. Top of inning number 4 here from El Dorado, Kansas. It felt like 103, I think I said at first pitch. It's still pretty steamy here. Houston Parker will lead off for the Twins. He singled and scored his first time. He looks at strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, low, 1-1. Houston Parker, 5'9", 185. He's from, I know I'll say this wrong, Saltillo, Mississippi. Goes to Meridian Community College. The 1-1, that's bounced foul. And it's 1-2. Derby, each inning has gotten their leadoff batter on, and each inning has gotten their leadoff batter around to score. And they've done it in different varieties. Just hanging in there as Parker as he foul tipped that one. Braxton Worley led off the game with a triple. Scored on a sac fly. In the second inning, Parker singled, Smith singled, Craig sacrificed him, and then a sacrifice fly scored Parker. In the third, a walk, 2-base error, and an infield ground out scored the run. So 3 different ways to tally on the scoreboard. 7-8-9 for the Twins here in the 4th inning. And the pitch from White, swing and a miss, strike 3. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Zach Smith. Singled in the second inning, he's 1 for 1. You know, watching Brennan White, I haven't seen a lot of him yet this year. Again, he's fairly new to the Broncos. Has only pitched 4 innings so far since getting here, but it almost looks like he starts from the stretch, and then I wish I could zoom in so you could see it. It's an interesting delivery. So he kind of looks like there might be from the stretch here. He's got, there's no one on base, but it looks like maybe there. Then he comes set, no, and then he steps towards first and then winds and deals. And this one's hitting the hole. That'll be a base hit for Zach Smith. He's 2 for 2. That'll bring up Torrin Craig, a successful sacrifice and very nearly beat it out. A bang-bang play at first probably could have gone either way, and you couldn't probably argue one way or the other. The standings in the Jayhawk as we are at the halfway part, aren't we? We're right at halfway, a little bit maybe over. First pitch to Craig is low, ball 1. The Hayes Larks, talk about El Dorado being hot. Hayes might be the hottest team, and no one's been able to cool them off. They are 14-4, and they're not just winning games. They are really just destroying their opponents. Not a lot of 3-2, 2-1 games. A hit and run, Craig fouls it off. And it's 0-2. Liberal has slipped a little bit. They're at 13-8. El Dorado at 12-9, just 3.5 out of first, but only a game out of second. The Derby Twins have been a little up and down this year. Really started off good. Went on a little bit of a cold streak. They're at 9-9 now. Dodge City is 8-9. Great Bend 7-14. Hayesville is in last place at 5-15. Craig looks at strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You're on Torrin Craig. But for El Dorado, at one point, they were 3-7. Now 12-9. And the pitch grounded towards third. Down the line, it's fair. Diving effort by Sorensen to no avail. In left field, Toth has it, and it'll be a double for Torrin Craig. Just hugged the third base line. And now here's Worley. Girlfriend Alexa watching out in Los Angeles. Braxton Worley from Las Vegas goes to, is it South Mountain Community College, I'm guessing? 5'9", 165. I always thought living in Las Vegas would be the greatest. And don't get me wrong, it's not for the gambling, although I do like sports betting, but it's not that. Think about when you have family come for holidays or whatnot, and you sometimes get to that point where you don't know what to do. Worley lifts this one into foul territory. Well, if people come and visit you in Las Vegas, Brennan's grandparents say the picture is fuzzy and the sound is cutting out. Well, so we've had some people say that the picture is clear, so I'm not sure. It could be the bandwidth. Who sent that? In the turf, Sargent able to stop it. Brendan White. Okay. But you know, when folks come to visit in Las Vegas, it's like, well, just go to a show or something, or go take a look at the downtown. Go down to Fremont Street or something. There's always something to do, right? And the weather's great. 2 balls and a strike, and Worley looks at strike 2. Haven't been able to convince my wife of moving to Las Vegas yet, but still working on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Worley. He's 1 for 1, tripled and scored, and he's got a sacrifice fly. And the pitch whistled foul. Look out there, right off the top of the fencing in front of the Derby dugout. I'm always amazed when foul balls come screaming over at dugouts. The players barely look scared. That's no big deal. If Gary and I see a screaming foul ball, we are ducking for cover. I'm not going to try to be brave. We're not looking for the barehanded play. Getting out of the way. Here's the 2-2. Hit into the hole. Little Jim's going to glove it. No chance to throw out Worley, and an infield hit. That's the 3rd of the night for Derby, and they score a run again. Holding wisely was Torrin Craig at second. Didn't want to run into an out. Little Jim able to glove it, but had no chance to throw out Worley. So another RBI for Braxton Worley, who's been very productive in the leadoff spot. Now, see, Alexa agrees with me about Vegas. And, you know, whenever you say, I'd love to move to Las Vegas, they're like, oh, you just want to gamble. No, that's not it. Used to be a dealer. I got that out of my system a long time ago. First pitch is a strike to Belaurier. But Las Vegas is just, I think it's a fun town. Now, obviously, there's bad elements wherever you go. I like the activity, the action. Squaring was Belaurier, pulled it back, 1 ball and 1 strike. Alexa says she and Braxton went to Bishop Gorman. You know, and I'm a huge Golden Knights fan. Alexa, hopefully you're on the Golden Knight bandwagon. Love the Knights. There's the pitch from White. That one's in there for a strike. 2 strikes now. So getting some comments here in the press box that the audio is cutting out and the video is buffering. Again, folks, if you're watching and let me, is everything sounding okay on your end? Sometimes it's just the internet where you're at. Here's the 1-2 pitch and reaching out and just staying alive. Emergency swing by Belaurier and a good job to foul it off. Sometimes if the video it's buffering, to send video online, it does eat up a lot of bandwidth. So if you don't have a great internet signal or provider, here's the 1-2. That's high ball 2. That can happen. I've heard that, and I don't know how I can send it down. I mean, if I send it down, it's not sure if it's broadcasting in HD, which is a better picture, but again, that makes it sometimes a little tough. Sometimes it depends on your computer. Runner at second running. There's a swing and a miss. And now the runner heading down to first. Sargent, I don't know if he had to do that or not, but the strikeout is recorded on Belaurier. The runners were going, so I'm going to guess that's stolen bases. And with 2 away for the Twins, here's Michael Urquidy. 4-0 Derby. They have scored single runs in every inning. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. So far, 1 in the fourth. Urquidy will look to add to it. White's got his sign. And the pitch. And that one's hit into shallow left field. No one's going to get there. That will score 2. Urquidy with a turnaround first. He'll stay there. And just able to get enough on that one. No Bronco had a chance to make that play. And a big 2-out, 2 RBI hit for Michael Urquidy. So Craig scores and Worley scores. And the Twins lead 6-0. And here's Colton Eager. Eager, the DH tonight. And the pitch, and Eager fouls this one. Mark Solomon, sound and video is fine in San Antonio, so that's good to hear. Justin Engelman is appreciating the live show. Great picture and the field. We just left Kansas. Beautiful state. I agree. Thank you, Julia. I'm sorry, Julia. There's a strike in there to Eager, and it's 0-2. And Alexa, yeah, I'll be curious how Las Vegas got the NHL. The NFL's coming to Las Vegas in another couple of years, I think, once they build that crazy stadium. The 0-2, good 0-2 pitch just off the corner, and it's 1-2. So Alexa watching in LA, but from Las Vegas. Boy, that's, you know how to live. 2 good cities right there. Nice job by Eager to hang in. He fouls off that pitch from White. This has been a taxing inning. The Broncos have activity in their bullpen. Wes Anderson waits on deck for Derby. No balls and 2 strikes to Colton Eager. And the pitch. And again, Eager able to hang in there. White's got a couple of strikeouts tonight, but boy, when he's gotten 2 strikes, he just more often than not has not been able to put away the Twins. And I always credit the hitters. They did a good job of just battling and hanging in there and doing their job. 6-0 Derby here in the 4th. Urquidy on the move, and this one's lined into center field. Urquidy will make it to third easy. Allen quickly throws it in to Anstandig, and the Twins have him at first and third. That was not a by design hit and run. Urquidy had a tremendous jump, and it just turned out that Eager hit it and lined it on center field. And now will we have a visit or a change? No motion yet. The Twins already with 10 hits. They've done it in a variety of ways. We've seen them hit them to the wall. They've got 3 infield hits. They've got 3 sacrifices. They've rolled in runners on groundouts on the infield. White will stay, and he'll deal with Wes Anderson, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI. So Alexa says going to college in LA has its perks, better weather than the searing heat in Las Vegas of 115 degrees, but ridiculous traffic. Well, good for you at college. Have you thought about UNLV? I'd go to UNLV and stay right there. No balls and a strike to Wes Anderson. Runners at the corners for the Twins. Urquidy at third, Eager at first. And the pitch from White bounced towards third, but that is foul. Sorensen's getting a pretty good workout over there at third. So again, an 0-2 count here for Brennan White. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch, and just missed. 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes here. A batter that White really wants to try to get out of this at 6-0 Derby and see if the bats can come alive for the Broncos. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch, curveball, and fouled off. Tell you what, Derby's approach with 2 strikes has been outstanding. They are hanging, they're fouling, they're if they have to reach out of the zone to stay alive, they're doing that. Really good approach tonight by the Twins. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wes Anderson, the first baseman. And the pitch from White. Lifted foul, and I don't think the park will keep it. It's going to get just out of play right on top of the Twins dugout, and ricochets out of play. So a ball and 2 strikes it remains. Mendoza waits on deck for Derby. Anderson is the 8th batter of the inning, and just above the letters for ball 2. Anderson had a notion, pulled up, and watched it go for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, and just fouled off again by Anderson. Watching a fan come in, looks like 2 or 3 hot dogs, some water. Great night at the park. Decent crowd here tonight, which is good to see. Busy week. Tomorrow night here at the park is always one of the highlights of the year, is the 4th of July here at McDonald Stadium. Anderson hits it towards third. Sorensen from behind third. Long throw. Got him. What a play for the Broncos. That was a long throw by Sorensen, and Solomon able to reach out and get it. 3 runs come across for the Twins. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Our score, Derby 6, El Dorado 0. And welcome back. And boy, right off the crack of the bat, Tanner Sheets, who hit it hard his first time out into right center field, but it was caught this time. Crashing into center field was Urquidy in the center field wall, and Tanner Sheets has a leadoff double. And a good start for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 4th inning, where it's 6-0 Derby. That'll bring up the Sarge, who popped out to the catcher's first time. Gary's seen a lot more than I have, but I know in this league, 6-0 is not an impossible feat to come back. We've seen it done a lot of times. But you don't want to wait till the 8th or the 9th inning either. Sargent looks at high curve, ball 1. Brady Sargent, mentioned the first time, he is hitting .394 coming in. He has a .500 on-base percentage. Here's the 1-0, and that one's low, ball 2. Sargent with 26 hits, 6 doubles, 4 homers, and 2 triples. 2 balls and no strikes. And Sargent had a notion, didn't swing at it. It's called strike 1. Two balls and a strike. Sargent catching tonight for El Dorado. And the pitch, and that one's in there for strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Always tough for a catcher to complain on strikes called because he's got to go back in and be right in front of the umpire the next half inning. I don't know if Brady loved that call. On the move is Sheets, swing and a miss. The throw down to third. Safe. Tanner Sheets. Close play down at third. Sargent strikes out. Sheets steals third base. So here's John Sorensen. John Sorensen, 44 at bats, 13 hits. He's a 295 hitter for the El Dorado Broncos, and he looks at ball 1. Sorensen has 13 hits, and he has 12 runs batted in. Walked 12 times this year. Was injured for a week or two. We didn't see John, and good to see him back out there. 1 ball and no strikes. And that one on the corner for strike 1. You know, this El Dorado team early in the year was short on pitching arms and really numbers in general, and then you get a couple of injuries. Well, the injuries are starting to heal up. The numbers are back for El Dorado. They're playing good baseball. Just having one of those nights to this point, down 6-0. Sorensen right off the end of the bat nubs it foul. And Sorensen down in the count, 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. The pitch and a swing and a miss. Challenge fastball and a win for Dove. So back-to-back strikeouts for Dove, and that'll bring up the beer batter, Jarrett Coyne. If he gets a hit, there's 2 outs in the inning, so folks better hurry down to the concession stand for half-price beer. Coyne looking upstairs at ball 1. Jarrett's dad is in the crowd. Jordan Anstandig's here. It's parents' weekend, but really, I mean, home games tonight, game tomorrow, doubleheader Thursday, weekend series here. Maybe a little extra vacation time coming down to beautiful El Dorado. Mark Solomon asked if a cold front was coming in this weekend. Cold front? I don't know about cold front. Here's the 2-0 to Coyne, now 3-0. I'm lobbying that a walk is as good. Hey, what's the old adage? A walk's as good as a hit, right? I mean, except for when the beer batters. 3 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. Ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Jarrett Coyne. So Connor Allen steps in. Let me take a look at we're going to have a mound visit here. Dove has been cruising. This is really the first bumpy water he's encountered here tonight. And it's not terribly bumpy. First and third, 2 outs. But no, why not walk out there, calm him down? Connor Allen's a good hitter for El Dorado. So let's see, my daily forecast here. Well, yeah, a tremendous cold front coming in. It's only going to be 89 degrees on Saturday and 91 on Sunday. But that's just the actual temperature. The feels like temperature, I bet, will be much hotter than that. Just a guess. Because those south winds will be blowing up here. Rick Allen, those South Texas winds blowing through Oklahoma here into southern Kansas. You know about those. So Connor Allen, 257 on the season, 18 for 70. And the first pitch got under it. High fly ball out into center fielder. Urquidy coming in, and he will make the catch. And Dove able to get out of that bumpy water. No runs, a hit, 2 left. We go to the 5th, 6-0 Derby. No balls and 2 strikes, and a three pitch strikeout. I was visiting with Aaron Coyne and what was that? The knuckle? I was visiting with Aaron Coyne and Jason and Josie Anstandig. So sorry about that. Mendoza strikes out, and that'll bring up Parker, and he looks at strike 1. So the new pitcher here for El Dorado is Rustin Hayes, another Williams Baptist player from Hector, Arkansas. Rustin Hayes featuring the knuckleball. I also like that he's got the high stirrups. That's all right. It's a good look. Here's the 1-1, and that one's low, ball 2. So Daniel, Dylan, what? So we got a knuckleball, fastball, slider. And Hayes misses inside. We'll get you the numbers on White here in a minute. Rustin Hayes with a 1.80 ERA. And this one's hit up the middle. Little Jim. And it bounced over his glove. And that's going to be a base hit for Parker. That's one of those Little Jim I bet you would say he should have had, but it bounced over his glove. It's hard to really offer an error on that one. So a single for Parker. Parker's 2 for 3. Zach Smith has been a tough out. In fact, the Broncos haven't gotten him out yet tonight. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored. Hayes on the season, in his 5 innings of work, no walks, 4 strikeouts, now 5. And the first pitch is inside, ball 1. But again, 2 more arms. Brennan White, we saw him start. Rustin Hayes. Fun to see these guys now and what they will contribute to this El Dorado team as they try to make a push for the NBC World Series to be played at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. The last time at Lawrence Dumont Stadium at the end of this month. Hard to believe we're already talking about we're in the same month as the NBC World Series. Smith will step out. 6-0 Derby. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Single runs in the first 3 innings, and then 3 scored in the 4th for Derby. Big 2-out hit by Urquidy. Here's the 1-0 inside 2-0. So a long homestand. You want to talk about a boatload of home games. Tonight with Derby. 4th of July, always a terrific spectacle here. If you can be at the stadium, more power to you. If you can't, try to watch online. Here's one fisted out into center field. Connor Allen is underneath it and has the catch. And Smith is retired for the first time tonight. 2 away for Derby, and that'll bring up Torrin Craig, who has a sacrifice bunt and a double, stolen base, and a run scored. Thursday, we'll have a double. Tomorrow's the Oklahoma City Indians. That's a non-league game. And then a doubleheader with Oklahoma City. That'll start at 6 o'clock. 2 7-inning games here on Thursday. First pitch in there for strike 1 to Craig. And then a large weekend series. The Hayes Larks are in town. First place Hayes for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all 7 o'clock starts. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the Liberal BJs are in town. A day off, and then Oklahoma City returns for a 3-game series. Bounce towards Little Jim at short. He will go the long way and retire Craig. And a nice inning by Rustin Hayes. Gave up a hit, no runs, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're halfway through. Derby 6, El Dorado 0. Austin Toth out of Arkansas. Well, let's see. He is from there, isn't he? First pitch in there for a strike. Yeah, Arkansas Pine Bluff for Austin Toth. And down in the count, 0-1. Connor Dove has been very good for Derby through the first 4 innings. Broken bat just past the pitcher's mound. This can be close. Toth and the play. It's going to be safe. And the ball gets away from the first baseman. Toth on his way to second. And that'll be a hit and an error. Great effort by Mendoza at second base. A good throw. If he would have made an accurate throw, he probably would have had him. But it's going to be a single. But then the error allows Toth go to second base. So a hit and an error. And the Broncos, for the second straight inning, get their leadoff batter on second base. So here's Jordan Anstandig with parents in the crowd, and all he did was routinely double his first time up. And he looks at ball 1. El Dorado in the 3rd inning, and Anstandig 1 out double. He was left stranded. Tanner Sheets led off the 4th with a double. He was left stranded. And now Toth on a single and an error is out at second, and Anstandig looks at strike 1. So a ball and a strike, 6-0 Derby, 6-11-1 for the Twins, 0-4-1 for El Dorado. Modest lead out at second for Toth, and the pitch. And Anstandig fooled on that swing, and it's 1-2. So Jordan's parents flew into Kansas City and drove here. Aaron Coyne and son Carson drove from Michigan here. 2-2. That pitch outside for Jordan. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, 6-0 Derby. Dove with the pitch, and Anstandig held up, and it's 3-2. Dove has not walked anyone yet tonight. He rarely has gone to 3 balls. Caleb Little, Jim waits on deck. And the pitch, and Anstandig right off the end of the bat, hanging in there, foul ball. Email address, cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. Three balls, 2 strikes to Jordan Anstandig. And the pitch is low, ball 4. The first walk of the night, if issued by Dove. And here come the Broncos with runners at first and second. They turn the order over to Caleb Little, Jim. Little Jim hitting .372 on the season. 16 hits, 2 doubles, and 1 triple. And the pitch is inside, ball 1. A big hole in right center field. If Caleb could go over second base, he could run for days. Smith's at third base, Craig at short, Mendoza second, Anderson at first for the Derby defense, and strike 1 to Little Jim. Worley's in left field, Urquidy in center, and Bellorier is out in right field. 1 ball and 1 strike to Little Jim. The pitch, hop up and in, 2-1. Rick and Melanie Allen say they're going to be in town tomorrow. They didn't say Colby, though. Colby could be up here playing music with you. 2 balls and a strike. And in there for strike 2. Little bit of a hesitation from the man behind the plate, and then he called the strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. First 2 have reached for El Dorado, down by 6. And the 2-2. And Little Jim able to tap it. It goes over the pitcher's mound. And a Mendoza throw to first gets Little Jim. That'll move the runners up. Nice play by Mendoza. El Dorado nearly walked into another infield hit. So it turns out to be a productive out for El Dorado. The runners move up to second and third. Austin Toth at third. Jordan Anstandig at second. And Maddox Solomon steps in. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in the first inning. Sharp single out to right field. Struck out in the third. RBI opportunity here for Maddox, who leads the team with 24. And one in the turf. Here comes Toth. And Toth is going to score. Moving to third is Anstandig. That looked like a wild one to me. Wild pitch. Will score Toth. So a good read over there by Toth, and it's 6-1 Derby. So Derby scored in each of the first 4 innings. They were shut out in the 5th, and now here come the Broncos scoring their first run here in the 5th inning. And the 1-0 is in there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maddox Solomon with 24 runs driven in. 4 doubles, 6 long balls. Ball and a strike to Maddox and a swing and miss. He was behind on that fastball. Don't forget, all our broadcasts are archived. If you want to go back and watch any part of it. I'm not sure how long after I end the stream it gets in there. That one's in the turf, 2-2. But usually I know the next day I can watch them just fine. Two balls, 2 strikes, and a swing and a miss. And Maddox not happy with that. A little uncharacteristic here for El Dorado, just not capitalizing with runners in scoring position tonight like we've grown accustomed to him here in the last couple of weeks. Maddox's mom is coming tomorrow, and girlfriend. So Maddox's mom and girlfriend tomorrow. Look forward to meeting them. Tanner Sheets fouls off the first pitch. You know, when were we together here, Gary? Last Wednesday, we saw Tanner hitting it better and said he was breaking out of that slump. And, the way he's been swinging it tonight, a deep fly out and a double, and that was a foul ball straight back. Here's the 0-1, and he got under this one, lifts it into shallow left field. Worley coming in, and he will make the catch. So El Dorado only cashes in 1, but they're on the board. We've played 5, and it's Derby 6, El Dorado 1. So top of the 6th inning here from El Dorado, a 6-1 Derby lead. Rustin Hayes remains out there for the Broncos. First pitch in there for strike 1. For Brennan White, he went 4 innings, gave up 10 hits. He walked 1, it looks like, had a couple of 3 strikeouts, 2 strikeouts. Foul ball. This is Braxton Worley. Girlfriend Alexa from Las Vegas in Los Angeles, watching and cheering on Braxton and the Twins tonight. Rick Allen says Connor's girlfriend Abby coming for the weekend. All right. Here's the 0-2. And just a bit high, 1-2. Always look forward to meeting the folks that we text and talk, email throughout the season. Always fun to be able to put a face to the name. Here's a ball lifted out into left field. Toth is underneath it. Now drifts back and makes the catch for the first out. And Abby on cue. Abby's dad is watching the action tonight. That's good. Oklahoma. First pitch swinging and fouling it off is Aaron Bolorier. So no balls and a strike. Bolorier, a sacrifice fly in the first inning, and he's struck out his other 2 times. And that actually, Brendan White had 3 strikeouts as I look closer at my score sheet here. Is that Dylan Zenzel on the scoreboard? I think it's 0-2. 1-1. It's 1-1. But it's not full. Here's the 1-1, and that one stays upstairs, 2-1. So I'm going to guess Chris Bancroft is Abby's dad, and if that's so, Chris, hello. Welcome to our broadcast here tonight. As I say, with no color commentator with me, all you parents and girlfriends and grandparents, here's a ball that hits Bolorier in the back. That looked like a knuckler that didn't take. And if you're going to get hit by a pitch, the knuckleball is probably the one to get hit by. But all of you out there watching, make it even more fun. And when you're commenting as often as you are, that's great. The only downside, so many people coming this weekend will limit the viewers. I don't know, but it's always better to have folks here. This is the last resort. So here is Michael Urquidy, and he bounces one foul. And thank you, Chris. Fun talking baseball every night. We'll be talking baseball a lot with you and everyone. As I said, tonight, tomorrow night, doubleheader Thursday, 3 games this weekend, then 3 more Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a day off. And then Oklahoma City's here for 3. And then it still says on the schedule exhibition game for July 16th. I don't know what that will be. The next road game for El Dorado won't be until July 17th. That one outside, 2-1. So 2 weeks from today, these teams will meet in Derby. And 2 weeks from tomorrow, Derby comes back here. Everyone's played everyone at least once. Two balls and a strike. Urquidy tonight. Fly out to center, walked and scored and singled in to his 2-out RBI single. Not going to say it was a backbreaker, but that was a big-time hit by Urquidy, and he just lifted it just beyond third base, dropped it in the grass, scored 2 runs. Made a 4-0 game 6-0. 3 balls and a strike. Hayes comes set. And Urquidy got tired of waiting. July 19th through the 22nd, 4 days in Dodge City. And then the final two games of the season Hayesville's here July 23rd, and then a trip to Hayesville on July 25th. And now 3-1 to Urquidy. So Urquidy will look for something sweet here. Belaurier over at first. Might he be on the move on this 3-1 pitch? He is. So he bluffed, and the pitch is outside, ball 4. First walk of the season issued by Hayes. And that'll bring up Colton Eager. At first and second, 1 out for the Twins here in the top of the 6th inning. Derby 6, El Dorado 1. Eager, couple of singles, a line out to short, sandwich in between. He's 2 for 3. And the pitch from Hayes, that's outside, ball 1. Hayes comes set. Not working very quickly right now, trying to gather himself. And that pitch, again, a little bit of a delayed call from the umpire, but it's a strike. And it's 1-1. The 1 ball, 1 strike pitch is on the corner, 4 strike 2. Is that the knuckler? Ball and 2 strikes. Donna Gregg, who watches and listens to so many of our games up in Michigan, this won't do much good, says she can't get sound. Everything seems to be working all right on this end. And stepping out. Again, the Hayes is taking a lot of time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 is slapped down the third base line, and that's going to go foul. I'm going to try on this name, Lisa Brightonwisher, Braxton Worley's mom, watching tonight. Says she needs to get out of the heat. I wonder if coming to Kansas to watch the Twins, or Lisa, you can come to El Dorado. Watch the Broncos too. Heat index today right around 103, so it's not a lot cooler than Vegas. That pitch from Hayes outside, 2-2. Thanks for watching, Lisa. Been having fun talking with Alexa here on the broadcast. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And on the move is Belaurier. Got a great jump, and he slides in easily. That was on his own. Urquidy stayed at first. So a stolen base for Belaurier. And the count runs full here on Eager. Twins are 9-9 in our league. El Dorado 12-9. Throw over to first. Urquidy back in. Three balls, 2 strikes to Colton Eager. And the pitch, and Eager fouls it off. As the Twins have done so often tonight, fouling off 2 strike pitches. One away for Derby here in the 6th. Runners at first and third, and they lead 6-1. And the pitch from Hayes, that's outside, ball 4. So a hit by pitch and 2 walks. And that'll bring up Wes Anderson. Anderson's 1 for 3 tonight. He has an RBI ground out. And defensively, what do the Broncos do here? Down 6-1 already. They're going to keep the middle infield at double play depth. Maddox Solomon over at first is inching up on the cutout. He's about where the green is. And Sorensen over at third plays behind the base. And the first pitch to Anderson in there for strike one. From the windup, the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Strike two to Anderson. Hayes would love a strikeout here. He's ahead 0-2. Setting up on the outside is Sargent. That one dove low in middle of the plate, 1-2. Derby scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. Dorado scored 1 in the bottom of the fifth. We're in the top of the sixth. Bases loaded for Derby. The pitch, low, ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, hit out to short. Little Jim over to Anstandig for 1 to first. Double play. Just what the doctor ordered for Rustin Hayes. So he loaded him up with a hit by pitch and 2 walks and middle infield double play. 6-4-3 gets El Dorado out of trouble. So it turns out no runs, no hits, and no errors in the inning. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-1 Derby. Broncos trail 6-1. Could have been worse, but a 6-4-3 double play to get out of the top of the 6th inning. And Brady Sargent leading off for El Dorado in the bottom of the 6th inning, and he's greeted by a new pitcher. Connor Dove was really good for 5 innings. Jessie Schmidt now throwing, and fastball is low, 1-1. 5 innings for Dove. He gave up 4 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. Took something off, and Sargent swings and misses. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Sargent. And he's able to stay alive, fouling that one off. Jessie Schmidt, another player from South Mountain Community College. Schmidt hails from Queen Creek, Arizona, same as Torrin Craig. Here comes the 1-2. And inside, 2-2. That's also a fun thing here in this league here in Kansas, the Jayhawk League. The players that I would never get a chance to see. Guys from Georgia and Texas and Nevada, Louisiana, all playing here in Kansas. Sargent, a swing and a miss and a strikeout. That'll bring up John Sorensen. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. 7th game of the season for Schmidt. He's gone 9 innings, and he's only given up 1 earned run. 13 strikeouts in 9 innings of work for Schmidt. And getting into one is Sorensen. Hits it deep to right field, to the wall, and gone. John Sorensen. No doubter over the right field wall for Sorensen. For John, his 2nd homer of the summer. And that makes it 6-2. John's parents are here. That's outstanding. John Sorensen, Kansas State University from Fort Collins, Colorado. So here's Jarrett Coyne. Jarrett is 0 for 1 with a walk, and he looks at ball 1. Just the 2nd earned run given up by Schmidt this season. Here's the 1-0, and that one got the plate, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Coyne, and that curve dropped down too low. It's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 to Jarrett, and he got under this one, hits it out into shallow right field, and the right fielder, Belaurier, calls off Mendoza and makes the catch. So 2 away, and here's Connor Allen. Connor Allen tonight, a strikeout and a flyout. He's 0 for 2. And he fouls off the first offering from Schmidt. So no balls and a strike. And Allen fouls off that curveball. 0-2. The other game in our league tonight, Hayes is at Great Bend, and Hayes leading 4-2 in the 5th inning. We're surprised it's that close. Here's the 0-2 to Allen, and that was close and called a ball, 1-2. Schmidt, in my opinion, very sneaky quick up there. He does a windup, and all of a sudden that ball's out of his hand and in the catcher's glove. Took something off here. Allen hits up the middle. Schmidt bats it down with his glove, barehanded, throws over to first. Nice pick over there by Anderson, and that will retire El Dorado. A solo home run for John Sorensen. We go to the 7th inning. Derby 6, El Dorado 2. Well, El Dorado chipping away, down 6-2 now, as they've scored single runs in the 5th and the 6th inning. Top of the 7th inning, and it's Tyler Mendoza leading off for the Twins against Rustin Hayes, and bounces one foul. Mendoza tonight 0 for 3. He's really the only Twin who hasn't gotten in on the fun tonight. He's got a couple of flyouts and a strikeout. The 0-1 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 2. And now an update from Great Bend. It's 5-2 Hayes in the 6th inning. Hayes is 14-4 in our league. Here's one rolled up the middle, off the mound. It rolls to Little Jim, unloads quickly, and gets Mendoza by a step. Hitting the mound there didn't really help Little Jim. A little bit on the hop, I guess, but it cut his momentum off. So one away, and here's Houston Parker. Parker 2 for 3 with a run scored tonight. And able to hold up on that swing. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0, and that one drops in there for a strike. One ball, one strike. The pitch, low, ball 2. Two-one pitch is a high chopper. Anstandig tries to get it on the big hop and does, over to first and makes the play. That's one of those you got to commit. If you wait for that second hop, Parker probably beats it out. Turf infield here at El Dorado. Turf infield, grass outfield. And a great play by Anstandig. 2 away for Derby here in the 7th, and here's Zach Smith. He's 2 for 3 tonight with a run scored. And first pitch swinging, fouls it out of play. No balls and a strike. Fastball bounced off his foot and foul. So 2 away, 2 strikes here on Zach Smith in the top of the 7th inning. Rustin Hayes winds and deals. A little sidearm delivery, stayed upstairs, 1-2. Brennan White started for El Dorado, went 4. This is the 3rd inning of work for Rustin Hayes. And the 1-2 is in there for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for the first time tonight. And it's time to stretch in El Dorado. Twins 6, Broncos 2. So 8-9-1 coming up for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 7th inning. El Dorado looking for a crooked number here in the 7th. They got to deal with a good pitcher in Schmidt for Derby, and Toth looks at strike one. The Derby Twins are home tomorrow for the 4th of July. They host Hayesville. Off day Thursday for Derby, and then they've got the Dodge City A's in town for the weekend. The Twins do have a couple of, they still have to make their weekend trips to Hayes and Liberal. So they've got some certainly tough games. The Broncos have Hayes and Liberal, but they're coming here. 2 balls and a strike to Toth, who singled and scored the first Bronco run in the 5th inning. And he fouls this one off. It was a broken bat hit for Toth that just got past the pitcher's mound. Mendoza made a great effort, but his throw went wild. So it was deemed an infield single, and then an error got Toth the second, made it over to third, and then scored on a wild pitch. Pop up in the crowd. One of those things where the fans just duck their head. Probably better off to look up and maybe try to make a play on that one. Almost got one of the fans. There's the 2-2 in the turf, and it's a full count. Jordan Anstandig and Caleb Littlejim scheduled to bat this inning for El Dorado. Full count here to Austin Toth. Schmidt winds and deals the pitch. Hit towards third. Diving play made by Smith to his feet. Strong throw and got Toth. What a play by Smith at third base. Gloved it cleanly, got to his feet and threw a bullet strike. So Toth is robbed of a single, and that'll bring up Jordan Anstandig. So tough luck for Toth. Anstandig right up the middle and a base hit. He must have those new contacts or something. Yeah, how big is that play by Smith now? Broncos could have had first and second. Still a runner at first, and here's Caleb Littlejim. You'd like to get, if you're a Bronco fan, you'd like to get some traffic on the base pads for Solomon, Sheets, and Sargent and Sorensen. Littlejim 0 for 3 tonight and looks at ball one. 2 groundouts to second and a pop out to second. One 0 pitch to Littlejim is low, ball 2. Derby getting some arms just stretched right now, but no one really warming up yet for the Twins. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch to Littlejim is in there for strike 1. The outfield pinching a little bit to left center field, leaving certainly a gap in right center field. And the pitch outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Schmidt coming into tonight, 4 walks, 13 strikeouts. And the 3-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. So another 3-2 count here. Caleb Littlejim with Anstandig at first, and the pitch, and fouled off. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. The pitch, and swung. I don't know if that might have been ball 4. So 2 away, and Maddox Solomon comes up. Nice job by Schmidt working back from a 3-1 count. Solomon, a single and 2 strikeouts. First pitch to Solomon in there for strike 1. Oh, and 1 to Maddox. The pitch and a swing and a miss. So 0-2. And Maddox, good eye there, 1-2. The pitch, Maddox got under it, flips it back here. Parker Houston looking to make a play and does. Second time tonight, the catcher, Houston Parker, I should say not Parker Houston, Houston Parker has made a play on a foul ball. So a 1-out single goes for naught. We head to the 8th inning. Derby 6, El Dorado 2. Rustin Hayes remains on the hill for El Dorado, and he deals with Torrin Craig and starts him off with a strike. No balls and a strike, top of the 8th inning. And took something off. That might have been the knuckler there, and it's 0-2. And the 0-2 and fouled off by Craig. Craig doubled and scored in the 4th inning, grounded out to short in the 5th, and had a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd inning. No balls, 2 strikes. 9-1-2 scheduled for Derby here in the 8th. And just a little bit outside. Hayes thought he had strike 3. So a ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And again, these Derby hitters have been tough to strike out. Fouling off that one is Craig. The 1-2. And again, fouled off. The Broncos tonight 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. And a swing and a miss, and Craig finally goes down. That'll bring up Braxton Worley, girlfriend Alexa, Mom Lisa, watching in tonight. One from Vegas, one from Los Angeles. Worley tonight is 2 for 3. Led off the game, a first pitch triple out to left field. Looks at strike one. He would score the first run for Derby, then hit a sacrifice fly to score the second run for the Twins. RBI single and scored a run in the 4th inning. He's been really good tonight, and he's down in the count here 0-2. A fly out to left to lead off the 6th inning. Really the only non-action tonight for Braxton. No balls and 2 strikes here against Rustin Hayes. And the pitch dives inside. Worley came into play tonight, a .275 hitter, 19 for 69. 7 doubles, 1 triple, 1 long ball. The pitch just off the corner, 2-2. Worley out of Las Vegas, up the middle, and it went through the glove. It looked like of Hayes. That'll be a base hit for Worley. Hayes went to make the play, and it just got past him. So the 3rd hit of the night for Braxton Worley. That'll bring up Aaron Belaurier. Belaurier, a sacrifice fly to score Worley back in the 1st. Worley got picked off of first base. So Hayes picks off Worley for the 2nd out. So base is empty, 2 out, and Belaurier, as I was saying, he sacrificed fly in the 1st, back-to-back strikeouts, and then was hit by a pitch. .1-0 pitch from Hayes is in there for a strike. Belaurier he's got his rhythm. See if he goes to he steps out of the box, then he kind of steps in, takes a look at the bat, practice swing, calls for time, and then gets set. He's got his system. And inside, 2-1. Then undoes the gloves, steps out. Keeps 1 foot out of the box. Again, there's the stare at the bat. Practice swing. Hayes is ready to go. And the 2-1 is chopped towards third. Sorensen tried to get it on the short hop, is not going to get it. And probably going to be an error. Yep, an error on John Sorensen. John was trying to get it on the big hop, but wasn't able to get that. Turned into a short hop. So a 2-out error, and that'll bring up Michael Urquidy. Urquidy is 1 for 2 tonight with 2 walks and a run scored and 2 runs batted in. First offering is outside, ball 1. Well, when no one on base, Hayes has pretty good rhythm going up there. When a man gets on, it slows down, and he's got his system. That one he threw over to first and back in safely was Belaurier. Now a step off. But Rustin will look in, and then he almost looks out to third and short and wants to talk to Brady Sargent. Non-league games tomorrow and 2 on Thursday. The Oklahoma City Indians used to be in our league. They're not now. They're playing everybody in our league, but they are not in the league, so they're non-league games. 7 o'clock game tomorrow, and then 2 7-inning games on Thursday, and we will start at 6 o'clock on Thursday. It'll be interesting how El Dorado handles these 3 games with the Indians in the next 2 days when you got the Hayes Larks coming in for the weekend. Pitch is outside to Urquidy. Six runs, 12 hits, 1 error for Derby. 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for El Dorado. Here in the top of the 8th. And Urquidy will call time. It just is, it gets the batters, again, Hayes really, he'll get his sign and then he comes set and he just kind of looks out. I don't think he's looking over his shoulder. And the pitch, and Urquidy fouls it off. Two balls and a strike to Urquidy. Laurier reached on an error. He's over at first. And a throw to first. I keep looking over to either Little Jim or Sorensen if they're saying to throw over. Hayes looks like he's looking out at Little Jim. And the pitch is in there for a strike, 2-2. Colton Eager would be next if Urquidy can reach for the Twins. And the 2-2 rifled into center field. Allen will have to play it on one hop. And staying at second base is Laurier. So a 2-out hit. And runners at first and second for Colton Eager, the designated hitter for the Twins. Eager 2 for 3 with a walk. Eager from NR Hills, Texas. I'm not sure what NR, is that actually the name of the town? NR Hills? Got some folks from Texas watching. Maybe they can help me out on that one. No balls and a strike. Eager goes to Abilene Christian University. And the 0-1 is outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Eager. Eager is the leading hitter by average for the Twins at .362. And lifts this one out into left field. Toth in his tracks underneath it and makes the catch for the 3rd out. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Derby 6, El Dorado 2. Well, the Broncos, after 4 straight innings of runs by the Twins, have been able to stop them for 4 innings. But now the Broncos look to go to work on the 6-2 deficit. Tanner Sheets leading it off. 3-4-5 for El Dorado. Fastball in there for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Sheets. So my Texas crew telling me that NR Hills is North Richland Hills, Texas, near Fort Worth. Thank you. And the 1-1 is out of the zone, 2-1. Sheets fouls off that offering, and it's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch, and Sheets able to check his swing, and it goes full, 3-2. The 3-2 pitch, and Sheets able to spray that one foul. Some activity in the El Dorado bullpen. And Sheets didn't get a good cut there, and he strikes out. Ben Smith warming up for the Broncos. Brady Sargent is greeted with a first pitch hit by pitch. And here's John Sorensen, and all he did was homer his last time up out in the right field off of Schmidt. So the college I work at Southwestern College in Winfield, we have a lot of players from the Dallas area and from Duncanville, Texas. See if my Texas folks are familiar with Duncanville, but we've had a stream of really good players from Duncanville come to Winfield, Kansas to Southwestern College for basketball. Sorensen fouls off the first offering. No balls and a strike to John. 6-2 Derby. And the 0-1 is outside, ball 1. And the 1-1 called strike 2. Pitcher's pitch right there. So a ball and 2 strikes. One away for the Broncos here in the 8th. Down by 4. The pitch. And Sorensen able to fight it off and stay alive for another pitch. Julia Engelman knows of Duncanville. Georgetown, Texas boys are pretty special too, north of Austin. Here's the 1-2 in the turf. Sargent will move up a base on a wild pitch by Schmidt. Sorensen with that home run is his 2nd of the year. And El Dorado has passed their home run total from a year ago, and we still got a lot of games to go. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Sorensen bounces it up the middle. Craig has it on a big hop. Throws over to first. First baseman kept his foot on the base. It was close. Nice job by Anderson to keep a tiptoe on the base. Saved his shortstop in error. Sargent moves over to third. 2 away, and here's Jarrett Coyne. Jarrett 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Broncos now are 0 for 10 tonight with runners in scoring position. That has been very unlike El Dorado in the last 11 games. Here's the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Connor Allen would be next for El Dorado. Here's the 1-1 from Schmidt. 2-1. Defense pretty much straight away. Out in center, Urquidy shades towards the shortstop side of second. Two-one pitch to Jarrett Coyne out of Alma College, and that curveball drops in for a strike. 2-2. Deuces are wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And Coyne a swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Broncos just have struggled tonight with runners in scoring position. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. We go to the 9th inning, 6-2 Derby. New pitcher for El Dorado. Ben Smith comes out for the 9th inning. And his first batter will be Wes Anderson, and that's in there for strike 1. Rustin Hayes went 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, No runs, 2 walks, hit a man, and struck out 3. So all in all, a pretty good effort. Got into a little bit of trouble in the 6th and the 8th, but worked his way out. Anderson flips one out into left field for a base hit. And that'll bring up Tyler Mendoza. Ben Smith from Arkansas Monticello. Out of Shirley, Arkansas. 6'2", 195. And Mendoza squares and looks at ball 1. Ben Smith, 7 innings of work. He has an 8.22 ERA. 9 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 1-win, 1-loss record. He has 2 saves on the season for El Dorado. 2 blown saves as well. For Ben, it's been either brilliant or struggle, it seems like, when we've seen him. And the splitter falls in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last time we saw Ben here at home, he was really, really good and then struggled Friday at Great Bend. In the one game that the Broncos lost at Great Bend, they did come back and win Saturday and Sunday. Hit and run, hit beautifully into the hole by Mendoza, and Anderson will go first to third. Hit and run worked beautifully there. So Houston Parker comes up with a chance to add on here for Derby. They lead 6-2. Hayes and Great Bend are playing. That's 14-4 Hayes, 7-14 Great Bend, and they're tied at 6. First pitch high on Parker, 1-0. Parker is 2 for 4 tonight. He has a run scored. Runner on the move from first to second. Sargent throws down. Nice. Well, the ball hit the runner, but over at third, Anderson couldn't really see where the baseball was. It looked like Little Jim had caught it, but it went off the runner Mendoza, who gets a stolen base. So 2-0 to Parker. The infield's going to come in for El Dorado. Can't afford to give up any more. Here's the pitch from Smith, and that one's low, ball 3. You almost think at 3-0, a walk wouldn't be the worst thing here. You get a force at any base. Here's the 3-0, and that's in there for a strike. Fireworks going off around the stadium. Here's the 3-1, a foul tip, and it's full. So Smith works it back to a full count here. Full count to Parker, and that one just missed. Ben really wanted that one, so it's a walk. And Zach Smith comes up. Well, forced at any plate, at any base now for El Dorado. Zach Smith, 2 for 4 tonight, singled his first 2 times, flew out to center and struck out looking. 6-2 Derby, we're in the top of the 9th. Split finger falls in there for a strike. No balls and a strike. Smith, the number 8 batter in the lineup for Derby. And the fastball outside, ball 1. Smith out of Abilene, Texas, goes to Abilene Christian University. Here's the 1-1. And a nice stop by Sargent, 2-1. Nowhere to put Smith. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. Took something off that one, and it's 2-2. Ben Smith dealing with Zach Smith. The 2-2 lifted into foul territory. Solomon gives it a look, and it's just going to be out of his reach. Thanks for the tweet from Michelle Coyne. Aaron and Carson are here. Michelle is coming tomorrow. Here's the 2-2 and fouled off. A single, and a walk have loaded the bases for Derby. Here in the 9th, they lead 6-2. And the 2-2 pitch. And boy, that was close. Didn't get the call, and it's 3-2. Full count, nowhere to put Zach Smith. Here's the pitch, and that one dropped in there for strike 3. Zach Smith was on his way to first, thought he had an RBI walk. Instead, he has a strikeout. So 1 away, and here's Torrin Craig. The infield will stay in for El Dorado, although Little Jim now backing up. The middle infield may go to double play depth. And Standig and Little Jim really have done a nice job turning double plays this summer for El Dorado, and the first offering to Craig is fouled into the parking lot. El Dorado trying to wiggle out of trouble again here. Corners are in. Here's the pitch, and that's high, ball 1. Might remember back to the 6th inning. After a leadoff flyout by Worley, Belaurier, Urquidy, and Eager all reached. And then Anderson hit into a 6-4-3 double play to get out of the inning for El Dorado with no damage done. Fastball in there for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Braxton Worley waits on deck for Derby. Sargent sets up on the outer third. The 1-2 is a soft pop-up. It'll be an infield fly to shortstop. Little Jim's got it, and that's the second out. Worley's been a tough out tonight for El Dorado. He's 3 for 4. 2 singles and a triple, and he swings and misses at the first offering from Ben Smith. 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs tonight for Braxton. 3 hits. Pretty good night for the young man from Las Vegas, Nevada. Ben Smith trying to keep his hands somewhat dry. It's humid out here tonight. No balls and a strike to Worley. And he swings and misses at the letter high fastball, 0-2. First 3 reached, then Smith struck out. Craig popped out to short. 0-2 here on Worley. The pitch, and that's right in there for strike 3. Boy, what a masterful job by Ben Smith. Second time that El Dorado gets out of a bases loaded jam tonight with nothing coming across the plate. Now can the El Dorado offense get going? Trail by 4 as we go to the bottom of the 9th, 6-2 Derby. Well, can we get a comeback win tonight? The Broncos need 4 to tie, 5 to win here in the 9th. And the new pitcher is Caleb Honia. And the first pitch is in there for strike 1. Honia, also from Queen Creek, Arizona, goes to Chandler Gilbert Community College. And the 0-1, a swing and a miss by Allen. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Honia, 2-1 on the season. 11 innings of work, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts. He is going to be around the plate. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Aaron Mack is going to pinch hit for El Dorado for Austin Toth. Aaron Mack played here last year from Madison, Wisconsin. 6'3", 210. And so far, since joining the Broncos, just 3 at-bats, 1 hit, and that 1 hit was a triple. A triple and 2 strikeouts so far in the season for Aaron Mack. Left-handed hitter. Mack listed as an outfielder. We've seen him catch before for the Broncos. He can do a lot of things, and was a pretty reliable stick last year for El Dorado. And he's first pitch hacking and fouls that one straight back. Jordan Anstandig will be next for El Dorado. The 0-1 pitch, and Mack fouls it out of play. Tomorrow night here, of course, usually we get a really good crowd. I'll try to get the stream going early. There's usually festivities before the game. You won't be able to hear it. Again, I can't have any copyrighted music on our YouTube broadcasts. Here's the 0-2 to Mac, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. But I'll try to get the stream going as soon as I can tomorrow night, and we'll have play-by-play starting at 7 o'clock. Oklahoma City against El Dorado. A single game tomorrow night starting at 7 o'clock. Following the game, there will be fireworks, but generally, since I've got an hour drive home, I'll be shutting it down and working my way through what is usually a very large crowd here at McDonald Stadium and try to get on the road before the mass exodus of fans here from McDonald Stadium. So you'll have to watch your own fireworks show tomorrow night. Jordan Anstandig, 2 for 2 with a walk tonight. Mom and Dad are here in the crowd. Caleb Honia, the pitch. And Anstandig check swing foul. A ball and 2 strikes here on Anstandig. Left-handed batter is Jordan. And the 1-2, swing and a miss. And that's what a manager likes to see from his closer. 3 strikeouts to close out the game. Tough night for El Dorado. They were 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Fell behind early, never could make it up. Derby scored single runs in the first, second, and third. A 3-run fourth gave them a pretty comfortable margin. El Dorado came back with a couple, but the final score tonight is Derby 6 and El Dorado 2. El Dorado falls to 12-10 in league play. Derby improves to 10-9. Tomorrow night, 4th of July, fun night here at the stadium. Hope to see a lot of you here. And if you're unable to make it to McDonald Stadium, we'll have the game for you here on YouTube. Again, our final score is 6-2. The winning pitcher, by the way, is Connor Dove, and the losing pitcher, Brennan White. Time of tonight's game, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Really a lot of fun visiting with all of you on the chat and the emails. Thank you so much. Look forward to doing it again tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow. 6-2 Derby. You've been watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube.